Hello everyone, welcome back to MixBus TV. Hope you're having a great day. Another rapid fire Q&A. This one was posted on one of the two upsampling videos when we were talking about upsampling signals from 44.1 or 48 to 96. And What Fire Tor, which is a friend of mine, I just mastered one of his awesome EDM tracks, is asking me, does it make sense to print and use higher sample rates? So in this case, if you use a synthesizer that synthesizes sounds, so is not sample based, then yes, if the plugin, the VST itself, supports and work at higher sample rates, absolutely it's worth and beneficial to run your session at a higher sample rate because, well, you definitely have more quality. That's not a question. So it would basically be as if you would record a vocal or a bass, something external, at a higher sample rate going through your converters, which was the whole point of the upsampling videos. So if you didn't record at a higher sample rate, it's pointless for you to upsample in your DAW. All right. In this case, the synthesizer synthesizes the sounds, the signals. So if you run your session at a higher sample rate, yeah, you will have more quality. Now, if instead you're using a sample-based VST, for example, sample drums, and if those are pre-recorded sounds, okay? So I'm thinking, for example, of Superior Drummer or Addicted Drum from XLN. Actually, a video review on that and many expansion pack, we will try it. They are pre-recorded. So usually you have 2 or 3 choices for bit rate. So 16, 24, 32. So pick that one, pick, of course, when you print or when you export the file, pick the highest bit rate. But for the sample rate, you are tied to how they recorded it. If you have the options, sometimes they give you 44.1 or 48. Some go higher as 96, some maybe even higher. My point is, if the samples you have are already recorded at a higher sample rate, then yes. If they're not, if you maybe downloaded your samples in your drums or whatever, or 808 or vocal stabs, those, if you have 44.1 or 48, whatever the sample rate is, it goes back to the original video. It is pointless for you to upsample those because they are pre-recorded. A follow-up on this question was asked by Rasco, basically asking if he wants to print a VST in the box without any other plugins in the chain. And since there's no ADC involved, so analog to digital conversion, he's asking me if it's a good idea to record individual tracks as loud as possible, since it's happening at 32-bit floating point. Here you can tell there's a little bit of confusion. The problem with this question is, why would you want to record at as loud as possible? That makes no sense. It makes no sense in general. We talked about this in the gain staging video, because the reason why we were recording at higher levels back in the analog era was because we were fighting against noise floor. Tape machines, noisy consoles, noisy compressors, everything. Think about the 1176. The 1176 today is called LN, which stands for low noise. So there was a high noise before. So back then we were fighting against noise floor, meaning if the noise floor was this high, and you would record here, it was very close. So the ratio between signal and noise was like bad. So we were recording at a higher level with the signal, trying to hit as much level as possible before clipping. So we were further away from the noise floor. Today, this one is not a problem because all the gear that we have, even cheap gear, is very quiet. Microphones are very quiet. Cables are high quality, even cheap ones. Converters are so efficient, and we record at 24-bit. Back then we were recording on tape, and then it's 16-bit. So the noise floor was a problem. So when we record an external source, not even when we record an external source nowadays, unless you have a problem in your chain that is causing noise, you have no business in recording as high as possible. Don't record too low, but there's no reason for you to shoot like right before the clipping because we have no noise. And that goes for the external sources that we record. He's talking about a VST. So a VST because it's not going in and out of anything, it's just printing from the VST literally in the track, there's even less of a reason to record as loud as possible, because the noise floor is non-existent. And yeah, there's absolutely no reason. And whether you record, let's say, a -1 or a -18, you can either lower it down or turn it up, and then I can show you, you can flip the phase and it's gonna null completely. It makes no difference whatsoever. So it is a problem if you record hot? No, but you have to turn it down if you want to have, you know, a good gain staging later. So just record the level that you ballpark want that instrument in the mix, okay? I think this is it for the question. I hope it was useful. Let me know if there's anything else about the subject you want to know. Before you go, guys, check the info box down below for all my mixing courses. A bunch of great deals on plugins. If you want to support the channels, we have t-shirts, we have a Patreon page, and leave your questions for all the Q&As live, rapid fire, in the comment down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.